Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome to lecture number 28 of the course Introduction to Computer and Programming. In this lecture, we will start with the file opening modes and then reading and writing strings from the file, reading strings from the file and writing strings in the file. And then we will see how we can write integers or floating point numbers. Until now we have seen how to write characters, string, that is also a character, and today we will also see how we can write number or integers in file. And then we comes to the binary files. We will see the difference of text and binary file and reading and writing operation in binary file. In the previous lecture I gave the introduction to the file operations, reading from file character by character, writing in file character by character. In today's lecture we will continue from the file opening mode जो हमने last lecture में देखी थी. We will see the in the previous lecture we have seen the write mode, read mode and append mode. Today we will see further three modes that can be used. Then string IO in files, that is reading strings from the file, reading the complete line, first line, second line, third line from the file, and writing complete string or line in the file. And reading and writing number in files, text versus binary file, and reading and writing in binary file. Now file opening mode. So the fourth mode is R plus mode, and then W plus mode and A plus mode. In the previous lecture we have seen R mode, A mode, W mode and A mode. Now this is R plus mode. So reading, writing, modify content of the file. So R plus mode says you can read the file content, you can write the new file content, you can modify the existing content, and if the file does not exist it return null. That means it won't create new file, and if the file exists the file pointer points to the beginning of the file or beginning of the buffer that is allocated for that file in the RAM. W plus mode, reading, writing, modify existing content. If file does not exist, a new file is created, वो नई फाइल बना देगा. And if it create a new file, और अगर उसी नाम से पहले से फाइल मौजूद है, the content of the previously saved file will be destroyed. For example, if we have the previously saved file my.txt, then if I want to create a file or open a file in W plus mode, it will destroy or delete all the content of my.txt file. ठीक है, अगर मैं उसी के नाम से नई फाइल बनाऊंगा तो पिछले फाइल के को ख़त्म कर देगा और उसी नाम से एक नई फाइल बना देगा, that is the empty file. And if the file is successfully created, the file pointer points to the beginning of the buffer that is allocated for that file. A plus mode, reading, adding new content at the end of file, cannot modify existing content, and if file does not exist, sorry, this is exist, EXIST, a new file is created. And when the new file is successfully created, the file pointer points to the last character of the file. वो file pointer शुरू में point नहीं करेगा उस buffer के, बल्कि it points to the last character in that buffer. Now let's see how we can write a string in a file. For this we use a function fputs. We pass two parameters to that function. First is the base address of the string and second is the file pointer. So function fputs write the content of the array pointed by pointer s to the file pointed by pointer fp. So it reads from this memory address that is specified in the first parameter and write in the second memory address that is also a file pointer, right? So fputs file put string, put a string in a file, that is a file put s fputs. So it read the content from the first parameter and write the content in the second parameter. This is the small portion of the program. So in this program, when this line is executed, we have a message, enter a few lines of text, then it comes in the while loop. Now in the while loop there is a function called getS. So getS function, you are familiar with this function. That function is used to take multi-word string input from the user or a single word string. So first this function will be executed, you write something on the screen and then you press enter key. इसका मतलब है कि आपकी इनपुट कंप्लीट हो गई है. नाउ दैट हेलो वर्ल्ड स्ट्रिंग विल बी असाइंड टू array s, that is a character array, and then you calculate the length of that array, and if the length is greater than 0, then the condition in the while loop is true. This means that if I press enter key without writing any character, मैंने कुछ लिखे बगैर मैं अगर एंटर की प्रेस कर दूंगा तो उस वक्त स्ट्रिंग लेंथ जो है वो 0 रिटर्न करेगा, बिकॉज देन s इज द एम्प्टी स्ट्रिंग, एंड देन 0 greater than 0 the condition become false, right? So right now we have entered hello world, so the string length return 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 greater than 0, condition is true. So it comes to the next statement, fputs. Now put the content of s in the file pointer fp. So file pointer fp points to a space that is called a buffer in the RAM where the content of the file is written. So this is that space, and here you are writing hello world string. So आपने hello world string उसमें लिख दी, and then you input a new line character, because आपको हर जो line है वो नई line में appear होगी. So this string hello world is that is saved in s character array is without new line character. There is no new line character here in this string, ठीक है. So जब ये fputs के थ्रू यहाँ पे लिख दिया आपने, so it is just a string without a new line character. So when you insert a new line character, now the cursor come over here in the next line, and then if you write again, it will write from here. So if you won't put a new line character in file pointer, if you won't put a few new line character, or if you won't insert a new line character, then what happen, if you write next time, it will write in the same line, right? To avoid this, you put a new line character, right? So new line character execute hoga, so second fputs statement execute hogi, and it will insert a new line character here, so the cursor come here in the next line in that buffer, ठीक है. Now again, सबसे पहले while loop की कंडीशन में it has जो function execute होगा, that is getS function, and you input a string C programming, let's say. Now when you press enter key, your input completes. So getS जो function है इसकी input complete हो जाएगी. Then comes the string length function. Now this string s will be passed to string length function. So string length tells the length of the string, that is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13. So string length gives you 13 greater than 0, condition is true, it comes inside the loop. Now it write with the first fputs, it write the content of the string s in the file pointer. File pointer में राइट करेगा, बेसिकली फाइल पॉइंटर में राइट नहीं करेगा, फाइल पॉइंटर जिस बफर को पॉइंट कर रहा है, एंड दैट बफर इज फॉर सम फाइल, उस बफर में जाके राइट कर देगा. सो सी प्रोग्रामिंग विल बी ओवर हियर. सो इफ यू वांट पुट न्यू लाइन कैरेक्टर इन द प्रीवियस आइट्रेशन, देन इट विल राइट सी प्रोग्रामिंग ओवर हियर विद द वर्ड आफ्टर द वर्ड, ठीक है. वो हेलो वर्ल्ड के बाद ही सी प्रोग्रामिंग यहाँ पर लिख देगा सेम लाइन में. नाउ check the condition again. अब आपने जो input किया है, now the cursor is over here, and then you just press the enter key without writing any character. Then this means that you're providing an empty string. So when you just press enter key, getS function की input complete हो जाएगी. It assigns the empty string to s. Now the string length function returns 0. And then 0 greater than 0, condition become false, and it comes outside the loop, right? Now let's go and execute this program. So this is the program, this is our string, right? And the file name is poem.txt, and okay, we are writing a poem in a file. So let me write system pause over here, and then this is the part we are looking in the slide. So ये part आपको अच्छी तरह understand कर लेना चाहिए. So this is the input function. It will wait for the input from the user. और कब तक wait करता रहेगा? Until you press the enter key, right? When you press the enter key, the input completes, and then the string is passed to the string length function. The s string is passed to string length function, and string length determines the length of the string. Now let me compile this program and execute it. Enter a few lines of text. So hello world, C programming, welcome to lecture 28, right? Okay, now it is prompting for the new string, right? And I won't press, now I won't input any character, I just press enter key over here. So मैंने enter key press की, loop break हुआ, and the control come over here. It closes the file, and there we have system pause. Now we can go and see the content of the file. Okay, this is the file that has been created, poem के नाम से. Let's open this file. So these are the content of the file जो भी हमने लिखे थे. Hello world, next line में C programming, and welcome to lecture 28. Okay, let me change the source code. Let me delete this file first. Okay, if I won't delete the file, then what happened? Okay, this file is there. Let's go to the source code. So we are opening the file poem.txt in write mode. That means it create a new file, and if the file exists with the same name, it destroy the content of that file. Now I just comment this new line. ये जो एक string हम दे रहे थे जिसमें एक character था, that is new line character, इसको हम write नहीं करेंगे file में. Now let's see what happened. Compile and execute. Okay, now I'm writing database operating system, name of the two courses in your BCS program, and that's it. Okay, now I won't enter the new string, I just press the enter key. The loop exit because the string length of the input string is 0. It doesn't contain any character, so press any key to continue. Okay, now let's go and see the content of the file. I write database and operating system on the same line. Okay, so now it will be clear to you that what is the need for that new line character here, right? Okay, now let's run this program again and write hello world programming course. That's it, and see the content. Okay, write the new content. So previous one are erased or destroy. So fputs function is used to write a string, a group of character in a file. The first parameter is the memory address, that is the base address of the array or the address from where you want to start writing, and where to write, it's the parameter you have to specify in the second parameter, and how much it will write. आप उसको starting address बता रहे हैं. S is the starting address of the string S or the character array S. Then how much it will write until it finds the null character in S. It will write all those characters in the file until it finds the null character in S. Now let's see the reading string, how we can read string from a file. For reading string we have fgets function. Now it read the string from fp, how much byte? 79 byte, and where to save? Here, at this memory address it will save. So from where to read? Fgets function read a string from fp whose size, maximum size is 79 byte, and it will write at this memory address, that is the address of an array. ठीक है, तो 79 बाइट ये हर दफ़ा ज़रूरी नहीं है कि 79 बाइट रीड करे. It read the just one line, single line. If there are 79 byte in the single line, 79 character, it reads all those characters. If there are 10 characters in the first line, it just reads the 10 characters and that's it. So this function reads 79 bytes, that is character, from file pointed by pointer fp and write in the memory address s. वो memory address जो आपने provide किया as a first parameter वहाँ पे वो write कर देगा. Then s is the base address of the character array. So this function returns null if no record is available to read. So we can put this function in while loop as a condition that fgets is not equal to null. जब तक ये null के बराबर नहीं हो जाता, that means that first this function will be executed, and if the return value is null, then the null not equal to null condition become false, it comes outside the loop. But if read the record, it won't return null. So this is how we can use it while fgets is not equal to null. So first this function will be executed, and if it reads the record, it returns not null value, and not null is not equal to null, that is true. So it comes over here and print what it read from that file. वो first line जो उस file के उसको display कर देगा, ठीक है? And then so on. So ये चलता रहेगा loop जब तक fgets जो record file के end तक नहीं पहुंच जाता. जब file के end तक पहुंच जाएगा, that means it reads null. It doesn't read any record, then fgets return null. और उस सूरत में ये loop break हो जाएगा. Let's go and see the program. Now you can see we are opening the same file which we have created, that is poem.txt, but we are opening it in read mode, and here we are reading the content of the file, and here we are printing it on the screen, right? So let's compile it first and execute it. So hello world programming course, press any key to continue, and these are the content of this file. So my source file name is file_fget.c. that is also in the same folder, file_fget.c, and here is the poem file, poem.txt. ठीक है? So I change the content now. Let's see what happened. So compile this program and execute it. So the change is there. ठीक है? So इस file content read करता रहेगा और उसको display करता रहेगा. Now we know two functions: reading, how to read string from a file, and how to write string from a file. For reading string, you can read it like read from fp, read 79 byte from fp and write it at this memory address. Let me say it again. Read 79 byte, read the number of bytes from fp, read the number of bytes that is mentioned in the second parameter from fp and write it in the address that is mentioned in the first parameter, that is s. वहाँ पे write कर देगा, ठीक है? Okay, new line character. If you write the following on the file using fputs, like hello world and let's say programming, actual number of characters in the file are 24, isn't it? Let's count them. 1 2 3 4 5 6 is the space, 7 8 9 10 11, then 12 is the new line, 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22 23 and new line may be 24 characters. ठीक है? So यहाँ पे new line character cursor is over here. So there are 24 characters in the file actually, but the size of the file will be 26 byte. If you want to see the size of the file, it will show you 26 byte. Reason is that fputs convert new line to \r and \n combination. तो जहाँ पर भी न्यू लाइन आ रहा है fputs उसको कन्वर्ट कर देगा carriage return and new line character में. So that is the reason. So here we have carriage return as well with the new line, and here we have carriage return as well with the new line. So that's why there are two more characters in the actual size. Okay. If we read the same line back using fgets, the reverse conversion happens. और अगर आप fgets से रीड करेंगे, so fgets what it will do, it will change \r and \n, it will replace \r and \n by \n. So fput s क्या करता था, it replaces \n new line character with \r and \n, and when you read the content, the same content from the file using fgets, fetching the string from the file, so it will convert \r and \n combination into \n. Thus, when we write the first line of the poem and a new line character using two calls to fputs, what gets written to the file is, let's say this is the poem Baba Black Sheep, have you any wool? So when you press enter key over here, it writes \r and \n, right? Let's go and see the program. Okay, this is the program, and we have the poem.txt file. So let's write something in the file, compile the program, because it will replace the content hello world and programming, and enter. It finishes writing. So let's see the size of this poem file. The size is 26 byte, right? If you right click and go to properties, it will show you 26 byte. That means it contains 26 character. But let's count actual number of characters. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 new line character, 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22 23 and 24 is new line. So there are two extra characters, and the reason for that is fputs replaces new line with the combination \r and new line. Okay, for every new line it replaces this thing. Now writing integers and float in file. Until now we have seen following functions. Let's go through fgetc, fputc. Fgetc is to fetch a single character from the file that is pointed by a pointer fp, and fputc is to write a character that is mentioned, that is saved in ch variable, that is the first parameter to fputc function, and it will write that character in the file that is pointed by a pointer fp. And the other function is fgets, that is used to read the string from the file. So this function fgets read 79 byte from fp and write it in s. fputs, this function read the string or the character who's in s and write it in fp. So this is the base address of the string or a character array. So it will read the character from this string until it finds null and write all those character in fp. ठीक है. So फाइल में अगर रीडिंग का फंक्शन है तो वो फाइल से रीड करेगा और किसी मेमोरी एड्रेस पर राइट करेगा, और अगर फाइल में राइटिंग का फंक्शन है then it has to read something from the memory and write it in the file. C provides function to write integers and floating point values in file, and these functions are fprintf, that is used to print or write on file, and fscanf, used to scan, that is read a file. So they are not limited, fprintf or fscanf, they are not limited just to only numbers, that is integers or floating point, but you can write characters, you can write string using that function as well. So writing integers and floating point values, these are the additional functionality of fprintf and fscanf. So fprintf used to write, used to print on the file, and fscanf used to scan the content of the file, right? Let's see the syntax of fprintf. Before that, so this is the structure, our book structure, that contains the string, price and integer. So we declare a variable b1 and initialize it with some values. Now this is the typical printf statement. If we want to print the content of the structure b1, we have to write each element separately. That is, we want to print a string, a floating point value and an integer value, and the string is b1.name, the floating point value is b1.price, and the integer value is b1.pages. So this is the usual mechanism, and printf function print or display these contents that are in the double quotes, बल्कि %s, %f और %d की जगह इन variables की value आ जाएगी, and it prints those value on the standard output, that is monitor. So that is the purpose of printf function. So it prints, let us see, 350.75 and 550 on the standard output, that is monitor. So this is the syntax of fprintf. It prints the content in the file stream. ठीक है, same as it is, वही चीज आ रही है. So %s की जगह b1.name, %f की जगह we have b1.prices, the value of b1.prices, and %d की जगह we have the value of b1.pages. But this time it won't display the content on the screen. This time it will print this double quotes, whatever is in the double quotes in the file fp. But यहाँ पर हमने format specifiers use किए हुए हैं. So it prints the value of the first parameter, value of second parameter, and value of third parameter in file that is pointed by fp. So fprintf is used to write the content or print the content on a file. So it prints, let us see, 350.75 and 550 on the file pointed by a pointer fp. So it reads these value and write these values in the file pointer. So when in variable से values read करेगा, इसकी एक string बनाएगा, and it then write that thing in the file fp, right? So this is a string actually. You see the double quotes over here. This is actually the string. It contains the string, a floating point value, and an integer value. Let's see the syntax of fscanf. So this is the structure. We declare a variable b1 of the structure of the struct book type. This is a typical scanf that is used to input value from the user. ठीक है? Standard input, right? So it scans read values, that is name, price and pages, from the standard input, that is keyboard. Standard input is keyboard and standard output is monitor. So the first type of the first input is string, type of the second input is float, type of the third input is float is integer. This is the memory address where you have to store first input. This is the memory address where you have to store the value of second input, and this is also the memory address where you have to store the value of third input. Now let's see fscanf. Fscanf reads from the file a string value, a floating point value, and an integer value, and write it in this memory address, the first value, the second value in this memory address, and the third value in this memory address. So it reads from fp. This is the string. It has to read. The first value is string, the second is float, and third is integer, and store these values over here. यहाँ पे store कर देगा, इन memory locations पे store कर देगा. So तीन values read की हैं, तीन अपने memory location बता दी हैं. ठीक है? It scans or read values, name, price and pages from a file pointed by a pointer fp. Let's see the example program using fprintf. So input record for employee. We have a structure employee that contains employee name, age and basic salary, and we input record as much as user require. So आप एक record input करेंगे, then it says do you want to enter another record. If you say yes, the while loop execute once more, So you have to input name, age and basic salary again of the second employee, and then it write those content in the file. And then it again asks you, do you want to add another record? If you say no, the condition the while loop becomes false and it comes outside the while loop. And then write record in the file employee.dat. Let's go and write the program, see the program. So this is the program. We have a structure employee that is the global, that means it is accessible to every function in the program, and we have a file pointer fp. We open the employee.dat file in write mode. That is, if we have a previously created file, it will destroy the content of that file. And then we have declare a variable e whose type is struct emp, and we have a character variable another whose value is capital Y, that is true. Okay. If fp is equal to null, display the message, and then it comes inside the loop. Now, so इसमें हो रहा क्या है, we fill in the structure, and after filling in the structure from the value of the user, we write the content or element, we write the structure element by element in the using the printf function in the file. ठीक है, so हमने input ले लिया, name, age, basic salary. So these are the inputs. In the scanf function, you are very much familiar with this, and then we are printing these input in the file that is pointed by a file pointer fp. Then it says, do you want to add another record? If yes, if you press yes, the condition here will be true. We can add it. For example, if the user press small y, then this condition becomes false. So let's accommodate that thing as well. Another is equal to small y. Okay, now let's compile this program and execute it. So enter name, age and basic salary. So name is Tariq, age is 39 and basic salary is 45,000. Do you want to add another record? Yes. Now enter name, age and basic salary. Name is, let's say, Ahmed, age is 31, basic salary is 39,000. Do you want to add another record? Look, I press small y over here. ठीक है, so अगर मैंने यहाँ पर ये इसको accommodate जहाँ पर ना किया होता इस condition में, then this condition become false और वो नई values input ना लेता. Now I press n. So it write all the content in the file and it closes the file and exit from the program. Let's see that the file content. This is employee.dat. Let's open this file. Let me try like this. Okay, so these are the content of employee.dat file. So Tariq, 39 age, 45,000 salary, Ahmed, 31 age and 39,000 salary. Let's do something more. It is, what if we do like this over here. Let's run. अब मैंने इसको modify कर दिए कि %f को जो fprintf में है, I change it and I said that only write two numbers after decimal point on the right side. So वो जो decimal point right side के बाद जो काफ़ी सारे इसने zero insert कर दिए थे यहाँ पर, it just write 2 zeros and that's it. Let's compile this program. Enter. Do you want to add another record? No. Exit from the. So let's open this file. Okay, now it writes only 2 numbers, 2 digits after a decimal point. Okay. Let's close it. Go back to the slide. Okay, so it's very easy to write using the fprintf function. So you have to write each element of the structure separately. It's not necessary that you have to use structure. You can have ordinary variable, not necessarily a structure, ordinary variable, and you can mention the ordinary variables and their types, and you can write their values in the file. That is also perfectly fine. Now let's see fscanf function. Write a program to display the content of the file that have been created in the previous example program. So let's read that file that we have written using fprintf function. That is name, age and basic salary. So it reads these content and display it on the screen. Let's go to the program. Now we have the same structure. It's not necessary, I'm saying again, it's not necessary for the fprintf or fscanf that you must use a structure. You can have an ordinary variable, name, age and basic salary, and you can write over here name, age and basic salary, that's it in the fscanf, okay? Or fprintf mein. So we open the file in read mode now, and we are reading the content here. So fscanf function returns end of file character if it finds the end of file. So अगर रिकॉर्ड के एंड पे पहुंच जाएगा, आखिरी रिकॉर्ड रीड करने के बाद it returns end of file character, end of file macro. So the condition will become then end of file not equal to end of file, that is false, and it comes outside the loop. यहाँ पर आप fscanf function के through read कर रहे हैं. What you are reading, first thing is the string, that is the name of the employee. Second thing is the integer value, that is age, and the third thing is the basic salary, that is the floating point value. And then you are displaying those content over here. Let me write point 2 here as well. Now let's compile the program, okay, and execute it. So it prints Jamil 51 60,000 and press any key to continue. So let's modify the content of the file. Hamza, age 21, salary is 34,000.75. Now let me save this and let's read this from the file. Okay, now display the two records. Press any key to continue. Let's go back to the slide. Okay, now fscanf function and fprintf function, these are the function that gives you the provision to write the integer values or read the integer values from the file. But you can write the character value or you can write a string value using the same function as well. Now let's see the difference between a text file and the binary file. So until now we are reading and writing the content from a text file, because you can see every time I open the file and modify the content and then run the C program and then read those content. So this is a text file. That is, you can open the file and you can understand each and everything in that file. So a text file contains only textual information like alphabets, digits or special symbols, and actually the ASCII values of these characters are stored in text file. जो इन characters की ASCII value है, that ASCII value is stored in that text file. So each letter or a character takes 1 byte. Example of a binary file is .exe file or a music data stored in a WAV file, etc. So if you open the exe file, you will not be able to read the content or to understand the content of the file. So if you open the music file in, let's say, dev C++, you will not be able to understand the content unless you open that file in some music player. So it played that file, so it produced the sound, and then you can understand what song it is singing. To open the binary file, we have RB same as R, so read binary, and WB same as W. So जो W का पर्पस है कि अगर फाइल एग्जिस्ट कर रही है या नहीं कर रही, इट क्रिएट्स अ न्यू फाइल, वही पर्पस WB का है. फ़र्क क्या है कि W जो सिर्फ W है, दैट इज़ फॉर द टेक्स्ट फाइल, एंड WB इज़ फॉर द बाइनरी फाइल. Similarly, R is for reading the content from the file, and RB is reading the content from the binary file. Difference between text and binary files. So what is the difference then? There are three main areas where text and the binary files are different. These are handling of new line character, representation of end of file, and storage of numbers. So handling of and new line character, we have already seen in the text mode that when writing to a file, new line /n is replaced by the carriage return plus a new line combination, that is /r and /n, that will be written instead of /n. And when you read from the file, /r/n is replaced by /n only. In binary mode these conversion does not take place. So binary mode में अगर आपने /n लिखा है तो /n ही लिखा जाएगा, उसको किसी तरह से replace नहीं किया जाएगा. So that is one of the difference, that is of handling of new line character, that how we can handle a new line character, or in fact the system handle the new line character in text mode and in binary mode. Now end of file character, you are very well aware of that each text file is terminated by a end of file character whose ASCII value is 26. So in text mode, a special character whose ASCII value is 26 is inserted after the last character in the file to mark the end of the file. So वो character आपको ये बताता है कि that is the end of file. यहाँ पर file के content end हो रहे हैं. In binary mode, there is no such special character present to mark the end of file. Then how you know, or how the program knows that this is the end of the binary file? The binary file keeps track of the end of file from the number of character present in the directory entry of the file. So कहीं directory entry उस file की store होगी जहाँ पर number of character उस file का size लिखा होगा, that this file contains 100 characters, let's say, तो just वो 100 character ही read करेगा. File written in the text mode must be read in the text mode. Why? Because if you have write a file in text mode, so writing a file in a text mode, so it append end of file character at the end of the file, and when you read that file in the binary mode, so if you open the file in binary mode, it won't recognize that character, right? So it missed that character and it don't know where is the end of the file. So file writing in text mode must be read in text mode, and file writing in binary mode must be read in binary mode. ठीक है, उसी को बाइनरी मोड में रीड करना है अगर बाइनरी में लिखी है फाइल, और अगर टेक्स्ट मोड में फाइल को लिखा है तो उसको टेक्स्ट मोड में ही रीड करें. So that is the second difference. The third difference is the storage of numbers. fprintf is the function that we have seen few slides back that is used to write numbers in a file. You are able to write a floating point values or integer values using fprintf function in a file. Then how numeric data is stored using fprintf, how these values can be stored. Character takes 1 byte, and does float or integer take 4 byte in the file? No, they won't take 4 byte, it's not necessary. So number are stored as a string of character. You remember that you mentioned it in the string, string double quotes के अंदर आपने mention किया था %s, %d, %f. So everything is written in the form of the string because you're writing a string, right? And that string क्यों है? Because वो double quotes के अंदर थी, ठीक है? So that's why it is a string. So number are stored as string of character. For example, 34512 takes 5 byte and 34566.4563. It takes 4 byte in memory because it's a floating point value, but when you write this value using fprintf function in a file, it takes 10 byte. ठीक है, वो 10 byte लेगी because ये जब write की जाएगी, it will be written as a string. So every digit is a character then. You remember the character set of C, it also contains the digits from 0 to 9, special symbols, जिसमें आपके पास dot भी आ जाता है, and upper and small case alphabet. So this is the character set of, whole character set of C. So this 3 is the character. So when you write this number, this floating point number using fprintf function, so it write as a string. So that means it contains 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 bytes of hard disk, right? So thus number are more, so the conclusion we can say that the number with more digits would require more hard disk space. So if the number consists of 4 digits, so it only acquire 4 bytes of RAM. If the number consists of 1 digit, it only acquire 1 byte of the RAM. जरूरी नहीं कि वो 4 लेगा. फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर आपके पास एक कोई इंटीजर है 3, it occupies, when you write that digit using fprintf function in a file, it occupies only 1 byte. ठीक है. So if large amount of numeric data is to be stored in file, then using text mode may turn out to be inefficient. Why? Because अगर आपने बहुत ज़्यादा numeric data store करना है, then use a binary file, because in text mode every digit in that number is converted, it will take 1 byte of RAM or 1 byte of hard disk, 1 byte memory का लेगा. ठीक है. So this will make the program inefficient because it will take lot of space. इसको इस नंबर को 34566.4563, it should take 4 byte for that number, store that number, but now it takes 10 byte because you are storing that number as a string. So every digit is a character then. So that is the third difference, how the number can be stored in the text file. Now let's see how the number can be stored in a binary file. So to avoid this, to avoid storing the number as a character in a file, the solution is used to binary file. So binary mode stores the number in binary format. It means each number would occupy same number of byte on disk as it occupies in memory. So if you want to store a floating point value, it occupies 4 byte, so it will take 4 byte. If you are storing an integer value, if that integer is a 5-digit number or 6-digit number or a 1-digit number, it occupies 4 byte. Now reading content from binary file. So fread is used to read the content from binary file. fread is a function और fread सिर्फ और सिर्फ बाइनरी फाइल्स के लिए ही यूज़ किया जाता है. Until now इससे पहले जितने हमने फंक्शन देखे हैं, that is fputs, fgets, fputs, fgets, fprintf, fscanf. So these 6 functions for reading or writing the content in the file, they work in the text mode file. ठीक है. बाइनरी मोड में ये काम नहीं करते, टेक्स्ट मोड के लिए. So for binary mode we have fread function that is used to read the content from binary file. So fread function, the prototype of fread function is like this. So there are 4 parameters. First parameter is the memory address. So E is the variable of struct employee type. That is the address of that variable. Size of E, total number of bytes occupied by E. 1 is the third parameter and file pointer is the 4th parameter. And then we have a semicolon over here. Now it will read like this. So it will read from the file this much byte and this much block of size as mentioned over here in the second parameter and write it at this memory location. Okay. So fp read from buffer pointed by the pointer fp. So this is the buffer pointed by the pointer fp. So you have to read, fread function will read the content from this buffer. Number of blocks to read, that is specified by the third parameter. Number of blocks to read and each block size is specified in the second parameter. कितने blocks read करने हैं? 1 block read करना है. Usually 1 ही लिखा जाता है, but we can write 2 as well. I will tell you in which situation we have to write 2 or 3 or 4. So third parameter specifies the number of blocks to read. कहाँ से? fp से read करनी है. कितने नंबर ऑफ ब्लॉक्स रीड करने हैं? 1 ब्लॉक रीड करना है. और इस एक ब्लॉक का साइज क्या है? ईच ब्लॉक साइज इज स्पेसिफाइड इन द सेकंड पैरामीटर. दिस पैरामीटर, ये सेकंड पैरामीटर स्पेसिफाई कर रहा है कि एक ब्लॉक का साइज क्या होगा. सो साइज ऑफ ई, इट विल गिव यू द नंबर ऑफ बाइट्स टू बी रीड फ्रॉम अ फाइल पॉइंटर स्पेसिफाइड इन द 4th आर्गुमेंट. सो जो 4th आर्गुमेंट है इस फंक्शन का, दैट इज अ फाइल पॉइंटर, 4th पैरामीटर है. सो इस फाइल पॉइंटर से कितने बाइट्स रीड करने हैं? इतने बाइट्स रीड करने हैं. और इतने बाइट्स के कितने ब्लॉक रीड करने हैं? दैट विल बी टेल्ड बाय द थर्ड पैरामीटर. एंड वे टू राइट दिस ब्लॉक, सो दिस इज द मेमोरी एड्रेस टू राइट द कंटेंट रीड फ्रॉम fp. सो fp से आपने साइज ऑफ e जितने बाइट्स के एक ब्लॉक रीड करना है एंड यू हैव टू राइट इट at this memory address specified in the first parameter. So we can say read from fp one block containing size of e bytes and write it at address and e. So file read, fread is a file read. Whenever you have to read the file, you will read from the fp and write it in some variables address. So सारे function इसी तरह से काम करते हैं, ठीक है. So fgetc के जो कि character return कर देता है and you store that character in some variable. So it reads from fp one block containing size of e bytes and write it in this memory address. So this is how fread function works. But again, when you open the file or you create a file in binary mode, you write something in the file, and when you open the file in the text editor, so the content are not 100% understandable because this file is written in the binary mode. So it is not possible to modify, just open the file and modify the content. It is not possible. If you do so, you destroy the sequence of the file, and then when you read the content of that file from fread function with fread function, then the data will not be the correct. ठीक है, इसकी एग्जांपल अभी हम देखते हैं. And then writing content in binary file. So fwrite is used to write the content in binary file. So this is the fwrite function, and we can read it out in this way. fread को आप इस तरह से read कर रहे थे, fwrite को आप इस तरह से read करेंगे. So read the content from the first parameter. कितने content read करने हैं, इतने bytes read करने हैं, इतने bytes के लिए कितने block read करने हैं, that is specified by the third parameter, and where to write in fp file pointer. So the first parameter is the memory address to read the content. The second parameter is the number of bytes to read from memory address specified in first argument. यहाँ से कितने bytes read करने, that will be told by the second parameter, and the number of block of size as specified in the second parameter to read. इस तरह के कितने ब्लॉक रीड करने, इस साइज के जो सेकंड आर्गुमेंट में आप बता रहे हैं उस तरह के कितने ब्लॉक्स रीड करने हैं, उस तरह के आपने वन ब्लॉक रीड करना है, ठीक है. एंड वेयर टू राइट द कंटेंट to the buffer pointed by a pointer fp. So write the content, read, that is read from address specified in the first parameter. So यहाँ से जो content आपने read किए हैं, इतने bytes और इतने bytes की इतने blocks you have to write in fp. So you read from here size of number of bytes, one block, and write it in fp. So read one block containing size of e number of bytes from the address and e and write it in fp. So you can spell out like this as well. So आप इसको इस तरह से भी कह सकते हैं. So इस एरो को याद रखना है. f write का एरो यहाँ से शुरू होगा, f read का एरो वहाँ से शुरू होगा. एरो शुरू कहाँ से हो रहा है, जहाँ से उसने रीड करना है. So let's go, if you go to the previous slide, so it read from here this number of byte, one block, and write over here. Now it read from here this number of bytes, one block only, and write over here. Now in which situation we can have two over here. For example, if e is the array, let's say हमारे पास e जो array है वो 5 elements की array है, and we have fill up that array. Now we use one fwrite to write the whole content of that array in that file. In that case we have to write 5 over here. ठीक है, अगर इस e का size 5 है, एक array है struct employee type की, you fill up that array by inputting the value from the user, name, age और basic salary. तीनों चीज़ें आप इनपुट लेते हैं, पांचों रिकॉर्ड्स की. then the 5 records are in the array e, so size is 5, so there are 5 records, and each record, हर रिकॉर्ड का साइज क्या है, size of e size है हर रिकॉर्ड का. ठीक है, agree? And then how many blocks you have to write of this size of e के कितने blocks कॉपी करने हैं, write करने हैं 5 block and write it in fp. ठीक है. So these are the two functions, fread and fwrite, that is used to read the content from the file or write the content in binary file. But if you have written the content in binary file using fwrite, it is recommended to use fread to read those content instead of using any other text mode function. And similarly, if you have written the content in the file using a text mode like fprintf or fputs or fputc, then it is recommended to use the binary text mode function to read the content of that file, not the fread function. Okay. Now let's go and see the program, a small example program of fread and fwrite. Create a new file. So this is the structure employee. Let me copy the content here to here, and we first save that file. This is fwrite. We have to write the content. Then we have a main function. Struct emp create a variable, and let's initialize that variable from here. The name is, let's say, and age is, let's say, 35, and basic salary is, let's say, 65,095. Now we can use f. We have to first open the file in write mode, file static fp, Control S, and fp is equal to f open. किस फाइल को ओपन कर रहे हैं? हम फाइल क्रिएट करने जा रहे हैं बेसिकली. लेट्स से emp.dat. इस नाम से हमारे पास और कोई फाइल नहीं है. Perfectly fine, and we are creating this file in binary mode, so we have to write wb. You can check if fp is equal to null. If it is, display a message unable to create a file, system pause and exit 0. Now we use just fwrite, one statement fwrite. Okay, so read from this memory address. How much byte to read? That can be calculated using size of function, and you know very well size of function. And how much block of size of e byte read? One block. And where to write it in fp. Then f close, to write fp, and system pause. So we just write one record in the file, and we will read the one as well. Let's compile it and execute it. So it writes the one record. No, the file should be created. Let's see the file, emp.dat file. So we have the emp.dat file. Let's try to open that file. So you see, okay, you can read the name, but you cannot read these things. So they are not understandable because the file is open in the binary mode. Let's see. Size is 48 byte. Why 48 byte? Because, okay, 40 bytes for the name, 4 bytes for the age, and 4 bytes for the basic salary. So floating point value 4 bytes and 40 bytes. So 48 byte will be written on this binary file. ठीक है, because आपने एक record लिखा है. Now let's save the same file with the name fread, and let's read that record fread. Okay, now we will use fread function and display the content over here. So let me comment out this thing. There's no need for this. We do not need to initialize. So we just have a variable e, and the content in the e will be copied from this file pointer, and then we are printing those content. Printf. The first one is the string, second one is the age, that is integer, and third one is the floating point value, and we can print it e dot name, then e dot age, then e dot basic salary. Okay, now let's see, compile it, close, print it. So something happened wrong because we again open the file. Oh, we have to open the file in read mode. Now we have to again run the program. That is this program, fwrite example. We have to run it again. So compile and execute, and then fread में आ जाएं. fread में आके आप हम फाइल को read मोड में ओपन कर रहे हैं, RB मोड में. Now compile and execute. Now it read the content. Jamil Khan 35, and this is the salary. So we can modify it like 0.2. So this is the salary 0.95 that we have entered in the previous program जो fwrite सीख लिया था. Now let's say this is structure. So इसमें दो इसमें elements हैं अब इसमें, ठीक है. Now we are writing the second value. The name is and age is, let's say, 45, and the basic salary is 70,000. Now we provide the second record because now E is an array whose size is 2. I hope this is the mechanism to initialize. Okay. Okay, now I hope this is the mechanism to initialize a two-dimensional array of structure. Now we are going to write two such blocks of size E. ठीक है, जो E के जो size है उस तरह के दो blocks आप write करने जा रहे हैं फाइल में. Let's compile and run this file. Okay, now using fread function we are reading two such record. So उसके लिए दो size, two size कर दें यहाँ पर. This is the 0th index, and then we have again printf to print the second element, value of second structure. So using one fread or fwrite statement we can read the 10 records or we can read a single record. So we can write a 10 records or any number of records you want, or a one record, single record as well. Now let's compile it. Okay, and execute it. Now it reads the two records. So उसने एक ही गो में दोनों record read कर लिए. So that is the beauty of fread and fwrite function. So this is the end of our today's lecture. In today's lecture we have seen that how we can write a string in a file, or how we can read a string that is a complete line from a file. Then we have seen how we can write integers or floating point values in file And then a text file and binary file, the difference between the text file and the binary file, and these differences are the storing of new line character, the end of line marker, and storing of integer values. These three are the differences. Then we have seen that how we can write or read the binary files. We have to use fread and fwrite functions to read the content from the binary file and to write the content from the binary file.